What up? It's your boy, Dick Incredible Man. And yes, I am back at it again. And this is Black Clover episode 151 review, the Battle of the Magic Knight Squad Captains. Dude, yes. Now, granted, the anime's been good this whole entire arc, but Studio Pierrot went ham this episode, man. Let's get into it.
I don't think I do it good, no, I think I do it great. They would do it if they could, they can't do it so they hate. Everybody wanna look, but nobody wanna play. Stealing eyes.
Like I said in the opening, man, this episode was crazy and Studio Pierrot went in, man. Like all of the close-up shots with the captains, you can see the sweat dripping off of their face. It was just that good and clear. Everything was just fantastic. The colors were very, very vibrant, and when it got to the darker colors of the episode throughout the fights, it got dark. You could see all of the detail, the lines, everything. Like the animation was such high quality. It was so crazy, and then the way that they were jumping around with the fights, it was so great. But overall, dude, it was such a fantastic episode. Now, I love the idea of a group battle. In my mind, I was picturing singular competition with all of the Magic Knight squad captains, and I feel like that definitely would have been great and epic, but it would have been drawn out that way. And they probably didn't really want to do that. And I'm okay with them making it a competition divided into teams. And I loved it. And the members that was on each team was fantastic. Now, the one thing that I kind of understand and I kind of wish didn't happen was Rio getting sidelined. I understand it because with Rio on a team, that would have put one team with 5 captains and one with 4. And the reason Rio couldn't participate was because he's lovesick. And I honestly forgot about him having feelings for adult human-sized Charmy. And I was like, oh, that's right. He did fall in love with Charmy, like with the whole thing with the elves when he saw her in her other form. So that was nice to have that kind of throwback, and Real still kind of fiending and fawning over adult Charmy. Because it slipped my mind. I'm going to be honest. It kind of slipped my mind a little bit. But them throwing that back in there, also giving Real a reason and an excuse not to participate in the fight to make it kind of even on each side, was definitely understandable. I just kind of wish Real would have participated because I love Real's magic, and seeing him in this fight would have been epic. And the conclusion of the fight overall as a whole was fantastic. I love the fact that it ended in a draw. Now let's talk about. We'll talk about that more, but I just love the fact that it ended in a draw. So you didn't really have to choose sides. Like, well, I really want this side to win. I really want this side to win. But throughout the match, you can see that it was varying in favor, because we see Fuegolan putting in work this episode, Jack putting in work, Yami putting in work, Vengeance, Nozel, and Dorothy put in some work too. You know, she trapped Yami in the dream world, and not Marks. That's not his name. What is the Purple Orca's captain name? Kaiser Grand Vorka Kaiser. Okay, well, there's that. But yeah, like seeing him put in action, and it was great. Charlotte, all of these Magic Knight squad captains put in work, and we see and know the reason this is why they're captains, because everybody was going ham. And now some of the ones that stood out to me the most, William putting in work on that kind of scale. That's nothing new for William. William is one of those people that you know that he has that type of stuff. But going in, seeing Jack just go berserk and just start cutting up stuff, like, it was great. Because we always see Jack slicing stuff, and he pretty much does that one move. But this episode, he had another move that another magic that he used, and we got to see him kind of spin up into like a whole thing, and kind of like a razor, where he was like a circular razor on a saw or whatever. So it was nice to see Jack in that capacity. Nozel putting in different work using his brains. We know Nozel uses his magic, and his magic is pretty much overwhelming because it's like a liquid and it's mercury at the same time. So like, like he can make it solid in a liquid. So we know Nozel is one of those people like William, but we watched Nozel for the intelligence of it and just seeing him put these schemes into play. Then we have Yami putting in. Oh my gosh. Everybody loves Yami. I know this. You know this. The whole world knows this, that Yami is the man. But just seeing Yami in this moment, it was so great. It was so epic. I'm not knocking everybody else, man, but Fuegolan put in work and everything. But just seeing Yami and then him unleashing that new technique at the end. What is the anyway, something Equinox, if I'm not mistaken. But then seeing him launch it and use mana zone. It was just so good to see Yami in that capacity. It was epic. It was fantastic. It was just overall ooey gooey goodness, man. And I like the fact that they use to showcase the actual fight to everybody. Everybody got a chance to see it. All of the squads and people out in other villages, out in the boonies, as they say. So it was nice to have that whole, I guess you could say, visual thing for the people in the village. And I love the fact that Julius made it known. He was like, at the end of the episode, he was like, well, now all of the people can rest assured and know that they have like some very strong Magic Knight squad captains on their side that's going to help them through this whole ordeal that we're going to have to deal with sooner or later. And then the squads realize that, hey, okay, my captain is strong. And that's where we come back into like the whole ending of the fight with the draw. I realized that made it so everybody's morale is kind of boosted up to like I guess you say a level to where they still want to increase, but like they're not pretty much heartbroken or devastated. Well, our team lost, man, that sucks. No, now it's at the point to where like, oh, it's a draw. So everybody's focus is on like, I didn't know the captains were this strong. I didn't know they were this strong. And you see that, and then the kingdom itself kind of rallies, in the Magic Knight squad captains rally, in their squads rally around their captains, because they realize that nobody's, I don't want to say weak, but like it's just that everybody's putting in work preparing for the devil from the Spade Kingdom that we have to take on. We see Dorothy actually putting in work and awake, and Dorothy's never awake. She's only been awake in these last couple in this arc and a couple chapters before at the end and everything, because we were dealing with some major stuff, and her being awake constantly now and training and measuring up her powers to get ready for this whole devil attack that we're having to deal with. That's the greatness of Black Clover. It's just the little subtleties in Black Clover that really shine each and every episode. But that's just me. I loved it, man. Sure, it wasn't much going on. It was just a fight the entire episode, but the fights themselves were fantastic, and it showcased a lot of stuff for the captains, and it had you kind of really rooting. I honestly wanted Nozzle and Yami and Jack to win, but then halfway through the fight, I kind of want Fuegolan and Vengeance to win. So I love the fact that like that's what it kind of pitted us against. But then at the end, we got a nice resolution with it being a draw. So we really didn't have to pick sides. We kind of got to see both of our captains. Both squads with both captains. Both squads with all of the captains come to a nice conclusion. But Yami and Jack were still pissed at like a draw after all this action. And I am tired, man. And you telling me we dealing with a draw? No, that can't be the case. But it was nice and it was fun, and this is where Black Clover shines the most, in my opinion, man. But this is what is incredible, man. Comment down below and let me know what you think, because I feel like this episode was fantastic. Animation-wise, fight-wise, quality, the characters, just an overall nice episode, and us not having to choose sides, it ending in a draw to appease everybody. But that's just my opinion. This is what is incredible, man. Don't forget to smash the like button until you can't smash it anymore. Comment down below, and I'll be sure to respond to each and every one of them, and subscribe, but only if you really want to, man. And remember that anime matters, anime is greatness, and anime is life, man. Peace out.